Mic check, mic check. I think y'all can hear me. Alright. You know when they say quickie, that's when you get in and you get out. You know, pause to the people in the community that do the pause, but you in and you out. Alright, so I'm out here on one of my routes. So real quick about it. Now I normally don't show my camera, but Alonzo, gave me the drop for the views and stuff like that. So this is what we gonna do. Alright, so dealing with this at hand, as far as what Alonzo was just talking about earlier, was what about the life insurance of Michael Jackson and his estate, and mainly his estate, but we just going over things of that nature too. I'll put Alonzo's name in there. Hope he can jump by real quick. And I was just telling him about getting on StreamYard, and here I am on YouTube as well. But this is gonna be a quickie, But this is the crazy part about that, topic that he was talking about with Michael Jackson estate. The crazy thing about that is, if he had a life, he has a trust. Now, if he had life insurance in that trust, to the degree nobody will know unless the family makes it public. So my thing is this: seeing that Lisa Marie Presley had life insurance, I would be under the impression that he had it as well. But as far as the family having a trust and putting it in a trust compared to her having it open without a trust, we can go off of that. Malika was going on, but this is the biggest thing about Michael Jackson and his trust. Like, so many people didn't even know, it was so many words spreaded that he didn't have a trust, he didn't have a will, nothing. He just died. So-called the same thing with Prince, and his estate right now is being sued by the IRS for $700 million, to the degree, but around that much money. So, just like Rael was just talking about earlier, they're trying to get him to push the family estate to have that push to actually sell some of those catalogs. His catalog alone is worth millions. The Beatles catalog is worth millions. And if I ain't mistaken, I think he has Elvis catalog as well, but definitely I know the Beatles. So, to the degree of that, when it comes down to it, they're still paying taxes on his estate. All the money that his family is raking in from his estate, they have to pay taxes on it. Because, just alone, the amount of money that he's making off of, just the, having a real bad brain freeze. I had the same thing this morning. Bud Files going on. I caught you towards the end, Bud Files. Shout out to you. But, the sound scans from his music, the memorabilia, the actual tracks and movies for soundtracks and stuff like that, playing his music, they got to pay those royalties. That's what the royalties. The royalties of all the music that he has from the Beatles, the royalties from all the music that he has from his catalog, and if so, he did add Elvis's catalog. So someone has to pay taxes on all that money that's being collected. They building the peak money. That's pretty cool. So, needless to say, when it comes down to it, man, it is going to be a serious thing. Business connection, what's going on with your K? Yeah, it's going to be a serious thing, man. Them paying taxes, and, from the article Alonzo was reading, that Blanket didn't want the grandmother to take the money out from the estate to pay the lawyer fees for, them to fight this, because they said that, well, for one, it was misrepresented on the amount of money that was supposed to be taken out for as taxes. That's not their problem. That's the state problem. The state need to get better adjusters. And my thing is, it has to be a criteria at which you have for them, so a guideline to go by. Don't just pull numbers out and, show me the guideline. Show me the guideline in which you went off of for us this. And Alonzo did say this too, and it is quite honestly understandable that most people talk about generational wealth, and you don't even have $1,000, let alone the American rate is $500 for an emergency. So everybody who's talking about generational wealth and do you even have life insurance? We hear the talk all the time, but how many people literally have life insurance? Oh, they got a plant sale over there. But how many people have life insurance? How many people have a trust? I was just looking at the other day, a guy was showing a simple trust, inexpensive. Sometimes they have these sales for trust. I remember I was listening to the one lady on YouTube down here in Atlanta. I think she's in, I want to say Maryland now. She's a financial advisor. And she was saying how when she was in Atlanta, she bought her trust for $1,500. And she said, they had a sale, $1,500 for your trust. And I think she bought two of them because she said she spent $3,000, got two trusts. And the actual guy that was there was the trust lawyer that was talking to her. And he's like, man, I wish I would have got that deal put out there for you to buy from me, because he was a lawyer and he, just breaking down the trust and how it's being represented. A lot of people want a trust, but what are you going to put in the trust? I mean, if you got the one home, are you going to put that home in your trust? Are you going to put any other assets besides that in the trust? Because, I mean, let's be honest. We talk about having all this money for our future, for our kids, but who's technically really making that money now? And that's like the biggest thing that I got from this with Alonzo. That's why I was like, man, his information was so good, man. I wish I was on the live so I can spread this to my channel as well. And y'all see the thumbnail. It's for the luncheon for Alonzo. He's gonna have. Go ahead, you gotta register for this one, and you're gonna get the link to the Zoom and everything. But you gotta go to Alonzo's community tab and go to his channel so you can register. Get the website and register for it, because the numbers count. Alonzo finds out how many people are coming. How many people are going to be in attendance, because he can check numbers. Just like attendance at school, checking your numbers. It's for promotional use. See what works, see what sticks. To that degree. The amount of people are, even if you register and you make a mistake and then come, those numbers are going to be tallied as well. We're going to see the people that hopefully want to attend, but something happened. I mean, the last one, I ended up going over my time for work, so I couldn't actually attend, and that was one that he had in the afternoon, like close to 3. That was one of his, more or less than the one with him and Charles. And I generally just like pass for time, man. I was getting off of one job, dealing with another job, so I had some things that was going on. I actually missed the whole thing, and hoping that Alonzo has some of these things that are recorded, because I would generally like to go back and listen and jot down some information about some of these. That'll be a good thing for me as well. So get him up on that and see if he records some, just the whole information to play back at a later day and time, because that's more or less needed for most people. If they can't come and catch the live, they can go back into the replay and get their questions ready for when Alonzo goes live on a Q&A day. Alonzo has a Q&A day. Say, hey man, want to go ahead and just have an open live chat for people to come up, Q&A for that. So, hey, it's something to think about, Alonzo. And but at the same time, man, when it comes down to it, like this planning and the state and stuff like that, a lot of people talk the talk, but you gotta walk the walk, man. You literally gotta have the money. You gotta have, things put in play in order for you to make these moves. So with that being said, man, I talk about money. I'm not even calling myself the most advanced. I might be doing the same thing you're doing, might be doing a little less than you. You might have financial gains, real estate property, you're making over $100,000. I'm not to that point yet, but that's the thing. Striving the goal is the key for everybody to maintain and try to make some form of money and to make it passively and, provide for their family. But with that being said, shout out to everybody. You know what I always say, man, before I get off? We here. Shout out to y'all, and we gone. Peace.